bonjour, Scott, I should say, really, because I'm going to go off on a little adventure and see if I can find this area in Lewis, or some Malling Hill, where a load of Vikings were executed and sort of dumped face down in a pit. I'll try and find it and show you, and it was in clear view of Cloveshow, of Hamsey Church, and of kind of like the bottom of Malling, and Ringmer, a lot of it, maybe not Ringmer, it would have been around the corner, but a lot of the old Anglo-Saxon settlement areas would have been able to see this from down in the valley, and I expect they were hung there. I think, like, who knows, I don't know whether they were hung and dumped in the pit or whether they were, I don't know, they don't really explain much in this, like, Lewis thing. Since I've started talking about all this stuff, they've suddenly started doing some archaeology finally, 10 years after finding them. So that's really great. But yeah, I'm going to go over there now and I'll see if I can find it, and I'll show you all where it is, and Hamsey Church, and yeah, it's kind of mental. I think it's all connected into Beowulf and sort of like around the era of 825. Could even be something even more amazing. I'll never know, but I'll perhaps tell you what I think it might be later on. I'm just wandering up to where I think it is now. This is, so you come and park up near Earwig Corner and then walk up to Malling Hill. There's a little kind of turn off there. I think right on Earwig Corner there may have been like a kind of lookout post or something. There's still physical markings on Google Earth that you can see of like an enormous ring ditch, I suppose it must have been, or a wall of some sort that kind of swept around right the way through Stoneham and into a little bit of Malling Hill, and it is in here. And then there's also other places in here where I think there was probably a great hall at some point, and that's probably, my guess is that was there. That was right next to the enormous chalk pit there, just at the foot of it, like forward a bit, there's another kind of raised platform area, and it looks straight down onto Hamsey Church as well. But anyway, I'm trying to find this place through the video that was put up. I'll add a link to that video so people can watch it. And kind of like 10 years on, they decided to finally do some archaeology, and everyone's saying it's like, oh, it was funding. Couldn't do it because of funding. It's like, why aren't you all employed on a salary to just do your job? And then how much does a carbon dating test cost? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like partly because I'm talking about all this stuff that they're being forced to actually do something about it now, or acknowledge it before it kind of gets completely taken out of their hands. But anyway, once I get there, I'll see if I can find it. This is what you're looking for if you ever want to come up and see this. It says it's a nature reserve. I think, do I have to go up here? I'll come back when I think I've got it. Quite out of breath now. I'll just come up here. I don't know, now that I'm here, if this is the right place. I might be a bit too far around, and that perhaps the other ones were like in the valley. I might have to go over there and have a look. But yeah, this is where I thought it was. There's like a kind of flat area here. It doesn't seem to make much sense with the pictures. I'm not sure. I don't think this is right. Okay, right, I'll just check them and then I'll come back again. But just behind me over there. Where is it? There. So, yeah, where are we? There. That's Hamsey, and that's Hamsey Church there. So it's possible that it's here. See these big mounds? I think these were, they're now described as, I mean, it used to be acknowledged as a Saxon settlement site. Now They just say, oh, they're just like chalk pit tailings that have been dumped into these mountains. There isn't a chalk pit. This is blatantly another little settlement area, and there's 3 of them. But it's possible that it's over here. Otherwise, it's just a bit further around. I think actually on the top of Morling Hill. That kind of made more sense, really. You'd be able to see it from everywhere then. The executions. I just feel like I'm walking past all the people that, other than sort of dog walkers, coming up and down here. Not much else has changed, you know, and all of the wooden structures slowly kind of disintegrating until we're just left with this. But look at this one, another mound. You know, they're all flat topped, so you'd think that you'd put a building up there and then it would shed the water. It's a little bit safer. You have little ditches around there. It sort of makes sense in an area where we know there's like Saxon burial ground, Saxon meeting place, Anglo-Saxon. There's so much history of it. You know, I had to live somewhere. They wouldn't have just lived in the flatlands. Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it? You know, they were warring people. They knew what they were doing, so they'd have built on the sides of the hill in protected areas. Here. Anyway, no, this isn't the place, so it has to be further round. I highly recommend people come up here though, see what you think. It's blatantly a cool old Saxon settlement where I have no doubt that amazing people were wandering around here, Beowulf and Wiglaf and yeah, all these incredible historical characters. But anyway, let's see if we can find it. It's going to be quite a long way around, I think. But I'll see you and I'll come back. Got to turn around and go back up there and then up that way. No, that way. I think it's over that way, so. Better view. The church right behind the big bush. Tree it is. There's the bush from here. And there's the bank. There's the river. Would have wanted to have flooded out, so it would have filled up that basin all the way around. Thus making Hamsey promontory there where the church sits look like it was surrounded by a horseshoe. Clove show. We've got Clove show over there. Anglo-Saxon burial ground down there. Mayalla, Morling Hill. That's the brother of Ael, the first Saxon settlement of this area. Caburn over there, which was known to have been attacked by Saxons, Anglo-Saxons or Vikings. Probably Vikings before they became Anglo-Saxons. And then Offa's Hill, which has been completely removed from Offa, but almost certain now that that is where it comes from. He's around, I think it's 750s, something like that, 757 Offa, I think. And then after that you have like it's the wolf, Sin Wolf, Sail Wolf and Sign Wolf or something like that. I think Sign Wolf wrote a CYNE, wrote a book of poetry. So they were all becoming Christian around then. But there again is Hamsey, Offham, burial ground, Morling Hill, and then there's about another 20 connections. They're all in my book on Beowulf. That's going well still. I'm just doing a load of amendments and changing the references to Francis Bigomer's references, which are all apparently descriptive enough. And they all are kind of roughly the same as the others, just in different wording, so they'll work perfectly fine. Anyway, right, distinct I've located it. On that lip, so I'll just get down there quickly. Pretty sure it's seen now. So this is it. This is the spot where the Vikings were executed. There's, you can actually see Hamsey Church now, just peeking out to the side. It's at the same level, it's interesting. And then you've got the whole valley down here where all the settlements you see would have been. Settlements on the side, sea in the middle. And then this is the building that So this is the actual place. I think it's just below where I was just standing, and I just thought that that might be to do with the fact that people would have been able to stand on the ridge and look down into kind of like a closed area where they were being held. And then you'd have people all the way around here that would have been able to see. And then you can see all the way over to Amity Church, all the way across to the castle, somewhere over there. But yeah, the view like here, everyone would have been able to see it. And then you'd have been able to have people kind of like up on the hill ridge here, looking down on the spectacle of, you know, people being either hung or executed. It's funny, I've been up here before. I got kind of drawn here a long time ago, like 5-6 years ago. A weird thing, but yeah, I didn't realise this was the spot. It's kind of dark. There's a funny energy here. There is, more so than anywhere else I've been. I didn't have any sense that there was anything kind of sad or shocking that had occurred in any of those other places, but I do here. I think I'm going to come back up at some point and do something like that too. Who knows whether these guys were like really Viking butchers or if they were something else entirely. I wonder whether it wasn't something politically motivated linked to this story that it's just too outlandish to even say, like, but I wonder, I really do. Literally standing in the memory of our written history. Present before I'm going, I just looked up. How cool. It's a really nice moon. You can't focus, but yeah, it's so beautiful. In case anyone else wants to have a look, obviously the secret squirrel archaeology people don't want to tell you, but it's like if you find this spot, it's above there, so it's like the next bit up. I'm pretty sure that's the area. So above there, and then you can go up and have a feel out for yourself or have a look. There's nothing there, obviously. Obviously, it's not a good idea to. Oh fuck it! I won't even say it. Like, there's a lot of kind of. I will say it. There's a lot of nighthawkers around this area, and I don't think it's a great thing. I really don't, but yeah, not like you can fucking do about it. And if they did their job properly, the archaeologists, and they had people up here that actually look for it, then they shouldn't have any worries anyway. But like the places where these things happen, really important. They're historical memories. It's like us having no knowledge of Sutton and the mound, like none at all. It's like that's a link to the story of the past that's incredibly important to our historical record, as is this. And that story needs to be kind of like remembered, told, shared. It's our history, not like archaeologists' history that they can just keep to themselves. And you know, that's what they're being paid for. They're not being paid to keep a bunch of secrets for people in the British Museum. Like, or maybe they are, and that's the problem. Doing that like premonition video and the feeling that I got while driving, kind of just been trying to tap into what the outside world elicits within me emotionally, and that was definitely a kind of like heavy dark towards and walking away. It doesn't sort of feel lighter. Perhaps it's to do with the mental, like the knowledge. You know, I'm not claiming anything like you know, I don't know. I think that's the only truth in all of life. Really, I don't know. I think from that place you can then at least sort of like have a chance to see things from all perspectives. All the time you think you know, you kind of have shut the door. So like I just try and stay open to any possibility, anything at all. And the more you can kind of like, I think people pigeonhole themselves into a little box of belief that kind of becomes a prison. You just let it go, and then suddenly other things can come to you. Maybe, but like, you know, yeah, for me, I definitely feel like there's a lighter energy down here now, and that did feel heavy up there. Go up and have a look yourself, sit there quietly. It's important to do these things on your own, I think, sometimes, because you can be affected by other things as well. And don't just suddenly consider, you know, I have no idea whether like know, what I'm feeling isn't just a mental projection of what I know to have happened. Probably isn't, because I did have that experience before there without knowing about it. It's very strange. But yeah, you got to go through these weird things yourself, I think. But they'll only come to you if you're sort of open to the possibility, I think. If you're not, then you just get shut it down and deny it all the time. Anyway, I hope everybody has had some sort of interest out of this video, and that maybe you understand a bit more about the links to the Anglo-Saxons, the Vikings, and Aethelstan, and who had 2 mints in Lewis. So much stuff here. And this is what this really is like. You know, we're walking through a lot of written history in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle.